Khan Shalom, all praise and glory go to the Most High Yehovah, B'Hashem Yashai, B'Hashem Kodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Rakam, Apostle Ramlab, and the Shalom to all the sincere Ach'ahim that are pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. Before I continue, I want to say that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel, that the Bible speaks about the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the chosen people of the Heavenly Father, the people that live in the land of Israel today. They call themselves Israelis. They go back to the Khazarians, which go back to the biblical Amalekites, which is the chiefest tribe of the nation of Esau Edom. And the people that call themselves white, European, Caucasian, Australian, or American, they also go back to the nation of Esau Edom, and that's their biblical nationality. And these videos are made to wake up our people, to lead them back to the Heavenly Father, because judgment is being passed upon the planet Earth. Now, as you see on the screen, you see that dozens arrested as blocked everything protest spread across France. So as you know, in France, they like to protest, man. And this is in the scriptures, by the way, that this thing that's happening in France, these type of things, these type of riotous conditions are going to spread, you know, because one European country is not going to, certain European countries are not going to, the people are not going to accept the legislation that's being passed, you know. The draconian laws that are being passed, like now even in Holland, you have they want to pass this law where you should be able to you should explain every 100 euros that you spend, or at least every 200-300 euros that you spend, they want to know what it's for. You understand? And they can deny the transfer as well. So these are things that are basically draconian laws, as they call it, you know, because it's not this has nothing to do with freedom. That has everything to do with total control, you know. So over here it says police officers in riot gear clash with demonstrators gathering during a day of protest as part of a grassroots protest movement called Block Everything, calling for nationwide all-day disruption in Paris, France, September 10, 2025. French police have arrested dozens of people as a new protest movement called Block Everything caused widespread disruption across the country. The movement, which gained traction on social media over the summer, has drawn comparisons to the 2018 Yellow Vest protests. Those demonstrations initially erupted over fuel price hikes, but rapidly evolved into a broad challenge to President Emmanuel Macron and his economic policies. Members of the Block Everything movement, which analysts and officials say started among right-wing groups before being taken over by the left and far left, said they considered the political system to be no longer fit for purpose. So here you see something that's very interesting. It started with right-wingers, but the right-wingers and the left-wingers aren't really separated. They learn from each other as well, you know. But all these labels, right-wing or left-wing, these are created to divide the people, so that they don't come together and come against the government, you know. So it says over here, the protests come amid ongoing political turmoil in France, just 2 days after Parliament ousted Prime Minister François Bayrou in a confidence vote. On Tuesday, President Macron appointed Sébastien Lecornu his fifth Prime Minister in under 2 years. The far-left France Unbowed Party has already said it would introduce a no-confidence motion against Lecornu, though the far-right National Rally has signaled it would be willing to work with him for now. Early Wednesday, Interior Minister Bruno Retailleau claimed that approximately 50 hooded individuals attempted to establish a blockade in Bordeaux. Separately, a cable fire near Toulouse, though quickly contained, disrupted traffic between Toulouse and Auch in southwestern France. You know, so it's one mess, man. And these people are starting fires, beating up cops, all of that, man. You know, they are for total disruption because they know the system is corrupt, man. You know, Macron, he's married to a man, man. You know, at least that don't look like a woman to me, man. That she has these wigs aren't even real, man. Anyone can see that that's a wig. But yeah, it's just like Barbara Bush. That was a man too. So this is something that's among these elitists. Among these elitists, they have to apparently do these how they call that humiliation rituals of being married to a man. Obama also, Michelle. We don't know, man, what these people be dealing with. You know, it's a freak show, man. Anyway, let me go to the scriptures. This is Matthew. Let me start at Matthew 24. Oh no, let me start at 2nd Ezra first. 2nd Ezra 15. 2nd Ezra 15 and 2nd Ezra 15. God, it's over here. It says 14. 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. You know, it's not that riotous yet, but it will become that once they start cutting off the food supply and things like that, because Esau is gonna do it. You know, blackouts, all those type of things. You know, they're so sophisticated, but all of a sudden you will have some blackouts and things like that. That's orchestrated, man, and they will do that. And people are so how do you say that, dependent on the system, so also entitled, that they gonna just take whatever they want to, you know, and it's basically everyone for himself. You know, this selfish mindset is is prevalent, man, among the masses. It says over here, verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings. You know, they ain't listening to Macron and friends. You know, nor princes. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You know, look at what happened in Nepal. You know, in Nepal they killed the politicians, man. They burned them alive, man. And I'm gonna actually go and get the information so y'all can understand. And the course of their actions, a man shall desire to go into a city, but that's something else. Nepal appoints first female PM. Nepal protest. Okay, guess what? 3 days ago, Nepal protests 2025. Ex-PM's wife killed in blaze. This is crazy, man. So they ain't untouchable as they think, man. You know. Wife of ex-Nepali PM burned alive. Gen Z revolts engulfs country. Kicked and Nepal finance minister chased through street, kicked and trashed. You see? Look, this it is what it is, man. Look at this. Nepal finance minister chased through street, kicked, trashed. Nepal finance minister Bishnu Paudel, 65, is seen running through Kathmandu streets with scores of people behind him. This is a nightmare, man. It's a nightmare for these politicians, man. That's the politician's nightmare, because normally they can stay anonymous and you don't know how to get to them, right? But over there, they just attack you, man. You know, you can't just stay anonymous. What?
Open targets.
Open target, man. You know, the Gen Z-led protests are taking on an increasingly fierce tone in Nepal. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oil's house was set on fire. His finance minister Bishnu Prasad Paudel was chased through Kathmandu streets. It shows videos. The protest, which began on Monday with demands that the government lift a ban on social media and tackle corruption, reignited despite the apps going back online. Yeah, they still did whatever they wanted to, even though they met their demands. Kathmandu police spokesman Shekhar Kanal said that several groups had refused to obey a curfew on Tuesday, telling AFP there were protests in the street in many areas and cases of fire and attacks. Mr. Paudel, 65, is running through the streets Kathmandu with scores of people behind him. A young protester from the opposite direction jumps and kicks the minister down, who is thrown off balance and crashes into a red wall, shows the video. The Nepal minister shows the video, wastes no time and is back on his feet and runs again. The video cuts off at this point. Yeah, they also killed 19 people. Okay, and then, but the murder, I want to know about the murder though, because this is kind of serious. Army deployed. It's on fire, man. Okay, check this out. Wife of ex-Nepali PM burned alive. Gen Z revolt engulfs country. Hey, the wife of former Prime Minister of Nepal, Jala Nath Kanal, died Tuesday after she was burned alive when her home was set on fire amid violent anti-government protests in the country, regional media reported. The Nepalese parliament building and the homes of political leaders were torched in the unrest, which was plunged the Himalayan state into a full-blown crisis. The protests, which are being led by Gen Z, erupted on Monday in response to the government's ban on major social media platforms, combined with a long-standing resentment about political corruption and lack of opportunities for young people. You see, because if you take away, if people can't take care of themselves, eat, have a job, have some decency about them, they will revolt, man, eventually. They will revolt eventually. You know? So, that's crazy. I'm gonna show y'all where Nepal is. Okay. Map. Okay, it's above India. You see that? It's right above India. So these people are like Elamites. You see? They ain't playing over there, man. You see? So with that, I'm going to say all praises and glory go to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakadash, double honors to the apostles of great millstone that push this word in sincerity and in truth, and to the, Achim that are pushing this word in sincerity and in truth in the four corners of the earth as well. Shalom.